The gender gap in society has been a growing epidemic, but still is a prevalent problem. Women make 83 cents to every dollar that a man makes, and women business owners make 80 cents to every dollar that they make. This varies because of age and because of education. People are now trying to go to college to get a higher education to make more money to fulfill that wage gap and make more money. But women are still struggling. So we talk about education, and the higher the level of education, the bigger the wage gap. So say a person gets their associate degree and they make $35,000 per year. If someone has their master's, they can make up to $70,000. These both could be women, but there is a wage gap, and the same thing goes for men. Now this is just not on an education scale, it's just on male and female scale. For example, teachers who work in the school district earn a median of $956 per week compared to $1,096 for men. This shows that the scale is much different in any given occupation. Other occupations that earn low-level incomes compared to men are jewelers, insurance agents, financial marketers, farmers, insurance underwriters, financial clerks. These are just a few examples of the stereotypes and jobs that women earn less money in. But there's something every year called the Equal Pay Day, and this is April 4th, and it symbolizes how far into the year that women must work to earn the same amount of pay that men have earned in the year before. They do it on a Tuesday to represent how far into the week that women must work to earn the same that men do. They do this every year, and it's a protest basically with women against not only the government but also to the whole world to show that they're trying to prove something.
Gender inequality when it comes to careers and wages has long been asked for. There's been advancements in society that has contributed to elimination of the belief that women should be confined to the house and men should go out and find a job. Does that mean that gender inequality when it comes to jobs is finally coming along, at least slowly? Well, we can only hope. I found 2 things on the internet that led me to believe that change is coming, hopefully in the near future. 5 big stars from the U.S. Women's National Team filed a federal complaint on behalf of the team to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, accusing their employer, the U.S. Soccer Federation, of wage discrimination. I looked deeper into this topic and found some surprising stats. Out of the 20 friendly games played by both the men and women, the top 5 men averaged around $406,000 in earning, while the top 5 women only averaged $72,000. Even more shockingly, if the U.S. men's national team won the World Cup, each team member would receive a $390,000 bonus. Yet when the U.S. women's national team won the World Cup, they only received $75,000 bonus. While gender inequality in terms of wage in professional sports has a huge difference, there are examples of female-dominated careers. Careers such as health and social services are dominated by 79% women. As for education services, which are also dominated by women at roughly 69%, when it comes to gender inequality in terms of wage, it is clear there is still a gap. In 1979, women earned 62% as much as men. This number rose from 1979 to 2010 to 81%, but still isn't close to matching the wage of men. So I recently read an article online about 2 co-workers who worked at an entertainment publication company, and one of the workers was Nicole and one of them was Martin, and Martin got signed in as Nicole's email address. Now one day he was sending an email and got a rude response back, but he wasn't sure why. Eventually he figured out because he was signed in as Nicole's email address. Now, he and Nicole did this thing where Nicole would take his email address and he would take hers, and they did this for 2 weeks. And Martin said that customers that he could usually do in his sleep were now questioning him, saying, whoa, I don't know if what you're saying is true. So Martin brought this to the boss, and when he approached him and said that it was clear that Nicole was being treated unfairly, he basically dismissed it. And Martin said that he actually wanted to hit his boss. He said this is the first time that he's ever could believe someone could think like this. And I think it really just goes to show that not only is wage gap a problem, but so is discrimination by gender and race. So, thank you.
With gender inequality comes the typical gender stereotypes. What comes to mind when you think of feminism and a woman's role in society? Do you picture a caregiver or someone who takes care of the house? Or do you think of a woman dressed up with her hair and makeup done? Do words such as emotional, sensitive, nurturing, dependent, passive, submissive come to mind when describing the typical woman? How about a man? Do you use words such as strong, independent, competitive, non-emotional? From the moment we are born, we are put into a stereotype. As soon as your mother found out your gender, she either decorated your room with dolls and pink bedding or with fire trucks in the color blue. But is this our fault? Do we consciously do this? Or is it such a norm for society that we unconsciously plan a gender's role in life? We want our boys to play football, get muddy, and be tough. While on the other hand, we want our girls to do ballet. We want them to have good manners, wear legs are crossed while wearing a dress. These common gender stereotypes are not allowed to be broken. A man is not allowed to cry, or he is looked at as inferior, or he's looked at as a crybaby. A girl is shamed for wanting to play football with the boys because it is too masculine. In all of this, we tend to lose ourselves or our identity. The enormous pressure that society puts on each gender causes boys and girls to be afraid of being different and to let their true colors show. It's hard for them to show both masculine and feminine traits in a world that isn't so accepting. I know from personal experience, when I was in elementary school, I was like the tomboy, and I liked to wear Power Rangers and stuff like that. And in my friend group with girls, it was hard for them to understand that you could wear those type of clothes instead of the girly clothes. Or another example is when I would go to recess, I liked to play tag and be active and be more tough than the girls and hang out with the boys. And for them, they were a little hesitant to allow me to play tag with them. So those are just some roles that are hard for a girl to do. All in all, gender stereotypes emphasize the idea of gender inequality and why it is so prevalent in today's society.
For the record, feminism by definition is the belief that women should have equal rights and opportunities. It is the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. But some women and young girls are beaten and raped on a daily basis in the name of all kinds of causes. For instance, honor, religion, or their nationality. So what allows women to rebuild societies in order to lead to nonviolent protests for social change? When exactly are women going to be seen as the intelligent humans that we are? Why does it matter what's underneath our pants that completely deciphers how we women are doing? When we talk about the needs of women, we have to consider the other identities in which we live. All men see is a compliant submissive who loves the color pink and enjoys going to the spa, but also hates bugs and the thought of getting dirty. But we are so much more than that. We are people with different bodies and gender expressions. We have various beliefs and sexualities, class backgrounds, abilities, and so much more than that. And you know what? I've been promised change since I was a child. I was told that change was coming and that women were finally going to stand shoulder to shoulder with men, but all I got were broken promises and disappointment.
Good morning, America.
Yeah, I know.
Stay classy, San Diego. All right.
This women's national team. They actually filed a complaint to the oh my god.
Mean girls, don't look at me.
No matter what's underneath our pants.
Or do you think of a woman dressed up with her hair done and her makeup all done too?